Hello guys. Wow, that's depressing. Hello guys. This will be the second installment of the series where I read you something I wrote. Well, technically not, right? Because I've read things I've wrote in the past, but officially the other video was the one to the girl I haven't met. Yeah, that one. And I'm gonna have to find something that can support this iPad. Give me a sec. Oh, and for this time, we're gonna be having a special honored guest come on to observe me speak. Okay, this will not stand. Oh wow, it actually worked. Believe me, this iPad will drop down in 2 seconds. So, the last video was way more dramatic, right? With me just not saying anything and standing in the dark, and just, yeah, and this is our honored guest. She will be here to watch me. Should I just leave it open? Yeah, I think I'm down to leave it open because it looks more like a real place than an enclosement camp for me, right? I have to better station this iPad. Or I could just lift the thing because right now my table looks like this, right? Okay. This is the most depressing view I've ever seen. So... oh shit, it's still attached. Okay. So what if we just do it like this? Yeah. She's gonna fall over because of the way this iPad's positioned. And now you can see her more. As the reflection... oh my god. I can't do this. To the world, I wonder, what is a single drop of rain? Amongst all the others, it seems so little. So unnervingly small in the face of a grand order, the great scheme of things. So I sat there and pondered at the reflection of myself in the mirror. It wasn't merely that, though. The night had only glimpsed inception as the clouds lulled over into ever more depressing shades. Within the umbra of my reflection, I could see outside some cars as blinking red lights in the distance. Traffic was slow. My pace of thought was slow. The pace at which the rain fell was slow. I could feel the cold air on my skin, nothing more than some ethereal blanket. In the pool 3 floors below, a figure was perched up on one of those luxury pool chairs of which the legs were raised so as to not become drenched. That was a pretty sight. Surrounding that row of chairs was this box-like structure where the top was some wooden tiles spaced apart from one another, attached at the sides by a metal frame. I'd assume it was meant to encapsulate the feeling of a small shack. I mean, I get it. Nothing in the world would feel as nice as a small hut by the sea in the most rabid storm. A few meters away was another figure, stroking powerfully, churning waves. I stood there taking it in. It was rather beautiful. Also, the mirror wasn't really a mirror. It was just a regular window. But I called it that just 'cause mirror sounds way cooler, and also 'cause in the area outside of my shadow was just the reflection of the hall I was standing in. Some bizarre physics phenomena I would not question. Spatially, I felt my right hand. Felt like some force was compelling me to move. I argued that a little longer would not do any harm, even if I were about to keel over and fall apart. I believed if it came to it, I would fall like a Greek statue. Still one moment. The next, shattered into a million pieces, connected by strands of white marble and of harsh, dark light. Absolute ruination. I'd been here so many times, it got confusing. A phantasmagoria of images flooded my mind, some fictional. Those were almost the most pleasant. Recently, I especially took a liking to this conception of a couple in France, in one of those ideal luxury cafes or some similar shit. And the back of the guy's head is turned towards me whilst the girl, facing the same way as something obscured by the wall, leading up to the balcony, was positioned. The sky could have been black. Didn't matter. What an ocean. What a reason to be jealous. I'd often have these fantasies as a child. I'd shrink myself and live, the size of an ant, on a small leaf overlooking a just-made small pond in a cozy cottage where droplets would sit basking in the lightning heavens. I could die. The images that would blur together and sear themselves upon my brain would make me sure of that. So why don't you take me away? Am I another droplet of rain to you, O high, streaking current, great winding river? Forget me not as you lurch your way to the underworld, wherever that may be. This was A Droplet by me. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you loved it. Side note, afterward, since I'm officially a legendary New York Times best-selling author now, I saw a bright light in my head of a higher figure telling me about the Roman Empire. That is a Philip K. Dick reference. I've been reading more of his stories lately. I just bought the Simulacra. I haven't even touched it. But I've been looking at my past works, and I have understood that I like to make things more complicated than they need to be. There is nuance in simplicity, kind of like the way, I think it was Picasso said that I took my entire life to draw like a child, something to that effect. There is some beauty in simplicity, I gathered. And this was when I was standing right there in that hall in this condo, and I was just looking towards the pool. And I was I'd say it like I was taking some drugs. I might have said that because that was the lexicon that was what dudes in Euphoria did, right? And I was watching that. I'll talk about that later. But I was drinking some alcohol and contemplating a lot of things in my life because things have been going downhill. But still, I really enjoy writing. And I thought I did pretty well myself on this one. I'm pretty proud of this. Yeah, but thank you once again. Yeah, that's it. See ya.